Welcome to this case study. Susie is an amazing physiotherapist from Thailand who's moved to the UK and started her business as a mobile practitioner. She actually worked with us before she even started getting into treating. Her qualification wasn't recognised in the UK, so she moved into massage. And what I love about Susie's story is just she started from nothing. She just backed herself, she invested in herself, invested in coaching, and has been able to utilise what she's learned to grow her mobile business. And then when she moved to Scotland, to St Andrews, where the famous golf course is, she was actually able to use everything she'd learned to rebuild her business from scratch again and be able to build a beautiful website, be able to get herself known. And she also was able to rent an amazing space and now sees 20 to 30 clients a week. Susie is such a beautiful practitioner, as you're about to hear, and just to hear her go from 0 clients a week to seeing 20 to 30 clients a week, and it hasn't happened overnight for her. It's been something that she's had to work on a couple of times over, but what I love in her story is just her ability to be able to consistently implement, and being able to implement slow steps in the one direction and learning in a way that you don't ever forget. You actually learn it, and you learn it for good, is the sorts of things that have helped Susie be able to grow the amazing business that she's created today. So I'm really excited to share this with you. She's absolutely amazing, and I look forward to sharing her with you. Hi, Susie. How are you going?
Hi, Alicia. I'm okay. I'm good. Thank you.
I'm so excited to have you as a case study today. So thank you so much for your time. I'm excited to be able to share a bit about your journey and your story and the unique opportunity that you have to be able to operate your business. Do you maybe want to share a bit about where are you located in the world and who do you love to help first of all?
At the moment, I'm in the town called St Andrews in Scotland, in UK. And originally, my plan and my dream clients were a woman at late 40 to 50, because that's who I helped in the past 10 years. And I feel like those group of people, they are people who I can connect with and I can help with the most. But since I moved to Scotland and just start to rent the room for my clinic about 6 months ago, all my ideal clients has changed. So become like a group of golfers, like kind of retired men and a lot of university students who have a lot of sport injury, but they are at their 20. Yes, so it changed, but I can manage.
Yeah. And St Andrews is a very well-renowned golfing space.
Yes,
So
yes,
it makes sense then to have golfing people, retirees and sports people
yes,
as your niche because you're surrounded by them, which is amazing.
yes.
Amazing stuff. So before you stepped into the Fully Booked Bootcamp program, how many clients a week were you seeing and what was happening in your business at that time?
Actually, this is kind of a bit tricky question because I totally changed the country that when I get your Fully Booked Bootcamp program. So I applied what I learned from the program from the beginning of my business. But at the beginning, I was not quite ready to have my own space. So I only provide mobile service. And then I just implement whatever I learn. And with mobile service in my area, actually, it's not very popular because people still quite conservative and not really welcome new people to come to their house for massage. But I have a time that I'm quite busy. Like after 3 months, I can do my income become full time after I started 3 months. So I think that's pretty good. But it's not stable enough. Probably about 10 people, 10 or when I'm busy, maybe 15 a week. Yes, but now since I moved to town and rent the room, like physical space, I have about 20 to 30 booking a week.
I love it. So you just moved to a new country, decided I need some mentoring, I need some help, weren't seeing
Yes,
any clients at all. Then you started doing mobile massage. that kind
Yes,
of was okay-ish, but then moved to St Andrews, where you were then
yes,
seeing about 10 clients or less a week. And now, since implementing everything in a physical location, you are now
yes.
seeing 20 to 30 clients per week. Is
Yes,
that right?
because I build the base of the foundation from mobile. During the time that I do mobile, I still carry on with, even if it's quiet, but I still carry on with whatever I learned from the program, like SEO from website or show up online like really. And then for some reason, when I moved to the physical space, it become like what I built from the beginning. It become quite good when I move, when I'm ready to rent the room.
And that's the amazing thing about having mentoring and coaching is that when even if you're not like we don't always start with the end in mind. And what I mean by that is we don't necessarily start with all the foundations in place, like you were doing mobile and that sort of stuff. And what we learn in that, we can actually then apply even more as our business grows. And I think that's the beauty about learning in the way that we teach is that it's not that you learn today, this is how to do SEO or this is how to do Facebook. It's actually about creating neural pathways that allow you to continually grow yourself and your business, then to be able to make a greater impact. And obviously, that changes everything for you in terms of being a business owner and being fully booked every single week. When you stepped in, so you were working full time and you wanted to transition into becoming into your massage, is that right?
I work full time in another country. I am a in Australia. I don't know, they call physical therapist or physiotherapist. I'm a physiotherapist. I moved from Oman, from Middle East, and then when I first moved to the UK, my physiotherapist is not valid, so I need time to register so that when I start to do mobile massage.
Yeah, and it's so tricky when you're moving countries like that, not
Yeah,
just because
yeah.
there's lack of support, but also you're like, but this is my qualification. I've got this. And then it's like, no, that's nothing. Like, oh, man. And it's the same when people come from the UK to Australia and vice versa. It's like, come on.
Mm.
What made you want to decide to work with people who were, crazy Australians when you were already living in the UK? Like, what made you choose us?
Actually, I was planning what I want to do when I still in Oman. At the end of my time in Oman, I know which month I'm moving here. So I just think about I will start with doing massage because I know I can't be a physio and I can't work anywhere else. I have massage experience because I use it for like medical kind of therapeutic massage to my patient in my clinic anyway. So I start looking at the read about it, how to build up business, listen to the podcast. And then I think I saw Christine's story on your website or something. And she from Scotland and she have experience in UK and then moved to Australia. So I think she might be the one who I can ask, like how to set up business in UK. And she from Scotland too, I think, not far from my area. And I just start to feel like connect to her because she from the same country. And I follow her, look on her Facebook, and then I found you guys. And then I start to listen to the podcast every day, listen to case study and all those therapists. They are connect to me, resonate to me, people who kind of usually massage therapists not quite confident in marketing. So I saw people who can do it, can make it work. And I just feel like, okay, these guys understand what to how therapists like about marketing. So that's why I decided to go with you guys.
Love it. And so, what was your experience through the program?
I think it is the best program I ever purchased online because it kind of very easy to follow through. Like normally I will feel like, oh, that's so long, I can't finish it, and but then I just enjoy listening and implement, and whatever you guys tell me to do, I just did everything. So and then it worked. Yes. So I really like it.
And I think that's often the key, Susie, is the implementing all the things. And the difference
Yeah.
between signing up to a course online that you're like, oh, here we go, and like it can feel sometimes like if it's online, it's disconnected, and now I have to do this myself. Whereas the way we have designed the course is that people have access to calls and just having other people who are going through at the same time as you can often build that momentum with you and help support your learning so that you're consistent in your ability to actually implement and take action. And people that I know from experience of working with hundreds of therapists in this program, that the more literal people are, the more like, you told me to do this, so I did it. They're the people who get the results the quickest. You know, the people who are like, I'm not sure it'll work for me. I don't know if I want to do it. That sounds scary. I don't know if I can. People start to question it. It just takes them longer to implement, which often takes them longer to get results. However, when someone says, this is what Leisha James and Christine told me to do, that's now what I'm going to do. And all of a sudden you're like, I can see 20 to 30 clients a week now. And it doesn't happen by accident. It's very intentional, and it's because of the action that you've taken, which is amazing. And I think you shared that, yeah, just being able to find it easy to implement is great, and that's important. I think that the information is not just there, but it's accessible as well. And what was one of your favorite lessons? What was your favorite part of the course?
I think I like a lot. I don't even remember now because that's been 2 years already. But what I can remember most is building the website. It actually not my favorite, but it's the thing that challenging me, and I can finish it. And I can build a website from James' instruction. So I think that incredible that he can create something that makes someone who have no idea about website can build one. You know what I mean? Like, I never know I can build a website, but just follow Jim and I can finish it. And it's the website that people compliment the most. Like, people said, I choose you because your website.
Yes! And you're like, yes, you did. Go me. Well done.
I told Jim about it too. I'm like, people said my website is very professional. Almost everyone who I ask them why you choose me.
They're like, yeah. And you're like, yeah, it is because I built it. Well done.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. And yeah, and other part I also like I think it's something about maybe how to start. Like, I gave my voucher to my neighbors and then they all upgrade, so that build up momentum, and then share the video on Facebook, something like that. Yes.
Yeah. So being able to put yourself out there with confidence and having actual strategies that you know that even if you're like, okay, I'm giving away this thing, but I'm not giving away discounted treatments. I'm actually doing it for this purpose, and I'm doing it for the purpose of being able to get my name and exposure out there. That's what makes all the difference when you've got those strategies in place that you can implement consistently, and then you've got confidence. So if something crazy happened and you had a really quiet week, you already know a bunch of things you can do to get clients in instantly in order to be able to, even though that's not happening, but you could if you needed to. Yeah, it's very empowering to know what you need to do if things change. And so what was some of the big outcomes for you that you're really proud of?
The big outcome, I would say, I managed to rent the small space, and it's very expensive, but I can make a very good income back out of it. Yes. And because of all of this, I learned from you guys that I implement in this business.
And so for you, are you a kind of person who loves to show up online, or is that something that you had to grow and learn?
I learn. I grow and learn. I never like to show up online, but before I purchased your course, I've been learning about social media marketing quite about over 2-3 years. So I kind of start to build up my confidence. So when I purchased the program, it kind of still difficult, but it's easier than before.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just action. Like, it's just by actually doing it and showing up. It's like, oh, it's not as hard and scary as I thought it was going to be. But often it's that it's pushing through that uncomfortability first to then be able to just show up authentically and just be you. And that's
Yeah.
often how people will start to get to know us.
Because I actually always feel not confident about my English, like I can speak English, but I feel like when I listen to my voice speaking English, I don't like it. So whenever I finish record, I never watch myself again. I edit and never watch it again.
Never watch. That's it. I'm all done. And look, that's not. It's not even a barrier in terms of language. Everybody feels like that. It's like the first time you ever see yourself, you're like, really? Do I look like that? Do I talk like that? Are my mannerisms like that? Is that what my face does when I'm in a conversation? Like, but we're just not used to it, and yet our clients love us just as we are. And we forget that. We're like, oh, but is that my voice? Like,
I know, true.
And yet, it's such a great trust builder for clients who we're asking to, in a very short space of time, get undressed and jump on the table and trust us. Those videos and putting yourself out there in a congruent way that's authentic to who you are is actually a beautiful way to build trust with your clients, because then they get to know who you are and what you're like and the kind of therapist you are. And often that's a great way to attract really beautiful values-matched clients into our practice. So for you, can I ask, what do you charge for your sessions now that you're working where you are?
For 1 hour, it's £70.
Nice.
And 90 minutes, 100.
Yeah, nice work. And then being able to see 20 to 30 clients a week, obviously that allows you to have a really great income, which is allowing you to invest in a beautiful space, and you can charge well because of where you are. What do you think people who are struggling to charge what they are worth, what do you think, what advice would you have for them?
I think if some people choose me because I'm more expensive than others, so I feel like, why you want to be cheap if people choose more expensive? Then
Totally agree. I totally agree, Susie. We have this conversation with therapists all throughout the world. Like, I couldn't possibly charge more in my socioeconomic area. And yet what we know is that nobody has gone broke from putting their prices up. But often that many people will leave the industry because they haven't made enough money, and they have to then go and get a job. Not that they choose to, but they have to. And so I think, I agree that when we are the most expensive, or, more expensive in our area, then people will choose us specifically because we're more expensive. So therefore, be reassuringly expensive is one of the things that James talks about. Like, just put yourself out there, because people will pay it. It's exciting to be able to see. If somebody was thinking about this course, the Fully Booked Bootcamp course, Susie, what would you say to them?
I would say, if you think about, it quite high price cost, I would say, but if you do it right, you get money back within 2 months. So it's kind of easy to think that way. Like, because like when I first purchased the course, my husband started to be like, wow, that's quite a lot. But then when he saw what I achieved, he said it really worth it. So I don't even have to say like it's very good or whatever, but I just feel like you can get your money back within a month or two, So if you don't have it, you might take long time to achieve in your business. So I think you really need a roadmap. I can't stumble looking online and do it myself in UK. And so I really need someone to support me. Yeah.
Susie, thank you so much for your time. I know it's very early in the morning there, so I appreciate you being up and still speaking to me.
Thank you.
And thank you for just all the words of wisdom, and just for who you are and for showing up the way you have. It's so exciting to hear your story and your journey. And it didn't happen overnight, but it is something that will also, it's never going to leave you. It's something that you now know how to run a massage business. on any country, on any continent, in any country, because you've got the skills there to be able to do it, and you've replicated that time and time again, which is amazing. So massive well done to you, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.